All right, so we have players jumping into a game. Moods currently sitting at rank 6 for the end of the October season. We have SuperNerd sitting at rank 13. How do you think this is going to go?
I mean, when he was on call, I was gonna make a crack at him and be like, "Well, rip Moods 3-0." But honestly, I think this could be a close match because both Nerd and Moods are a little unconventional, and when you put that together, you never quite it's like the old Forrest Gump quote, you never know what you're gonna get, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
I have a peanut gallery for my commentary tonight. So anybody who's listening to this later, if you hear little comments, it's because I'm not at home. There might be commentary on the commentary.
We have Daniel bringing a Secret Paladin. Double Secret Keeper Redemption Hand seems fine.
He's playing the more aggressive version.
Right. Moods looks like he's going for a mid-range paladin or mid-range hunter.
I mean, this looks kind of like
it's either that or it's got to be either that or lock or load, where you see nothing but spells in his hand.
Yeah, I think lock and load is probably a good call there.
TruthAM, meaning it might be a Malakos deck. The advantage to that kind of a deck is you could have a 2-mana, your 2-mana Jouster, whose name escapes me, the King's Elk, I think.
King's Elk, yeah.
Yeah, he draws you a card when all your creatures cost 5 or more. You're generally just drawing one of your cards. So that's kind of the strategy with one of these kinds of decks. Your creatures all cost a lot. All your removal and your spells cost 5 or less. And you're just using that to kill to kill things and have Malagos be your win condition. It's kind of a cute little deck. I don't know if that's what Moods is running. You can't really predict it. But based on what we've seen so far, it seems to be spell-based. I would expect lock and load.
Well, do you have the list? Because I have no capacity to look at lists today.
I might have the lists if you put them in chat.
Well, I don't have them at all.
So I have the lists.
Okay.
I think we have them.
So what I thought was the more aggro, like I was expecting, based on Dan's style, being, wait, what do you mean there's something other than face to hit? I was surprised to see, the Belcher and the Boom, so it's seems to be more of a mid-range secret as opposed to the abusive Sergeant, Haunted Creepers, just, basically base hunter except Paladin.
Yeah, I mean, he likes Secret Paladin because it leads players to misplay. A lot of times, players who are not experienced against the deck are presented with that Christmas tree, and they just don't know what to do with it. He thinks that leads him to a very strong advantage, and he's going to try and use that here to try and take some games out of Moods.
Yeah, well, and here's It seems like Moods at that point should have popped the Belcher because you're playing against Secret Paladin. Avenge is probably what's down.
Would not have played the Flare there. Playing Flare is tricky there because there's going to be a Christmas tree at some point.
Right.
So what do you do? What do you do with that? You just. Oh yeah, this is absolutely a lock-up. What the heck?
You celebrate Hanukkah apparently is what you do.
This is a control hunter deck. 2 Hunter's Marks, 2 Arcane Shots, a Bear Trap, an Explosive Trap, a Flare, Freezing Trap, Lock and Load, Quick Shot, Mad Scientist, Wild Pyromancer, Eagle Horn Bow, Power Shot, Acolyte of Pain, Piloted Shredder, Anti-Keelbot, TruthAM, High Main, Solanas, Dr. Boom, Gazrilla, and King Crush.
Gazrilla and Crush are interesting. I'm a big fan of King Crush personally, but...
Yeah, it's rather odd. He doesn't seem well positioned to beat this.
No, I think in this case this might just be. I've tried to play some Control Hunter. It's a little rough, but yeah, the conceit is all you could do at that point.
Yeah, getting the explosive trap kind of hurt. He could have done maybe something with a freezing trap, but...
Yeah.
But hey, Secret Paladin's out, so SuperNerd's left 2 decks left. We have a Shaman, a Paladin, and a Hunter deck left for Moods, so you can pick from any of those. We do see the Shaman deck come out. Face Hunter is all you're going to see from SuperNerd. This is just your very, very standard mid-range kind of Shaman. Nothing overly exciting here. Kind of a standard list.
And I assume this is Dan's Face Hunter.
I don't think he runs anything but. This hand is exceptionally bad, though.
Yeah.
And coming up against the turn 1 Zombie Chow is just garbage. Drawing 2 traps, you lose. I mean, you just lose.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're playing Face Hunter and you genuinely no minions for your first 3 turns, that's not, you have to somehow recalibrate, but how do you recalibrate when there's only one thing you can do?
I think Leech is actually fine here. He's going to try and make a faster game happen, like starting this turn and having a more stable minion help that. But Moods is just going to go ahead and trade his cards into that, already getting some value out of the Zombie Chow and eating the explosive trap.
No.
So he's just gonna hang back a little bit. It seems he's not really threatened yet. So
I mean, if you're
go
ahead.
No, I was just say I do like the Glaive Zuka Hunter Creeper play. You're just trying to get something going, and the Hunter Creeper is gonna present threats, whether it's there or not. It's gonna explode. So.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about going against the, because Shamans, if you let them go, they'll just kind of stack up totems. But the explosive trap will deal with all the totems, unless Moods happens to run Totemic Might.
Which I didn't think
well,
I saw.
You mentioned it was mid-range Shaman, not Totem, so...
Yeah. It looks like, no 0 cost. Yeah, no, there's not even the Inspire. This is very much... the only thing I think here from the Grand Tournament that we're looking at is Totem Golem.
Okay.
Everything else has been from BlackRock on Pass.
So Dan goes explosive. We see Nerd go explosive trap, unleash. Do you think maybe he would have been better off going unleash, swing with the Glaive Zuka he had, and then playing the Glaive Zuka in his hand so that he could push through a little bit more efficiently?
It doesn't quite matter so much. He's getting kind of similar damage burst this turn. He's got a real uphill battle here.
Yeah.
His opponent's turn 5, only down 7 damage. He's out of cards in hand. There's no traps left in his deck. There's 1 trap left in his deck. I believe he runs 1 snake trap.
Okay.
So he's not in a good position here. Yeah, there's the snake trap.
No, this is the point where if you know you're sitting across from Face Hunter, kind of regardless of what's in your hand, you're fairly confident because you just have a ton of health.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going to keep trying to push. Anti-heal bot, though. I mean, any Face Hunter knows that healing is cheating. So he's just going to have to lose because Moods is cheating. Moods taking a slight risk here. 13's kind of the red zone. You know, you can be burst down easily within 1 or 2 turns. You know, quick shot into something like a Leroy. Seems, and then a hero power, and you're just down, 11 damage? That's his life total right now.
Well, and I think we have misplays on both sides personally, because even though you're Face Hunter, at some point you have to look at that Flame Tongue Totem and be like, all he's doing is hitting me with things that Flame Tongue Totem is boosting, and that's the only thing that's getting him through. So at one point, do you just go, okay, I'm going to make 1 swing at this totem, so then he actually has to play something against me?
Your shock really good. Yeah, Moods is in complete control of this. I think the only reason he didn't care is he was just saying, I'm just going to take the chance. I mean, the probability that he kills me with only 1 card on top of his deck, from the top of his deck, is so marginally low. I just don't care. I'm going to heal up 8 next turn. What means nothing to me. Whatever he can do, it's not a threat.
No, I meant from Nerd 2 moods. Like, at what point do you not throw, like, a Glade Zuka and one Hound at... Now he kills the totem. But, I mean...
I would, you know, it depends. You know, you can't play around Healbot too much. It's obviously a very threatening card, but usually it comes down, it's hard for a face hunter to say, all right, I'm going to do 38 damage this game.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if there's any other healing, all right, how am I going to beat 40 plus healing? It's very hard.
And while we're chatting about Healbot, Alec here comes down and ends the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was going to be the card to do it.
Yeah.
So we got Shaman out of the way, Secrets Paladin out of the way. Moods has 2 decks remaining to choose from. He has his Hunter. He has Paladin.
I think we see a Hunter mirror here. I feel like Dan will stubbornly go with his face.
He got a Druid list.
Oh wait, a Druid list. I missed that in the. This is the downside of not being able to reference literally anything except what's on Hearthstone at the moment.
Yeah, I think Daniel plays Ramp Druid.
Yeah, if this is the same list he played against me last week, that sounds about right. Yeah. Do you think that Moods perhaps has a slightly increased odds this time because the amount of control that he has in his Hunter maybe lends itself better to combating a Druid?
I don't think so. I think his late game threats are King Crush and Gazrilla. And I think Druid's late game threats are Ancient of War. They can be Kel'Thuzad, Ragnaros, Ysera, kind of whatever he wants to tailor to from upwards of 7 mana. And that's just kind of hard to beat. So depending on what Daniel runs, I mean, you see a Boom, you see an Ancient of War. Already, those 2 cards are very threatening. Moods doesn't have as many win conditions as this. So it's going to be kind of hard to see. A Lotheb absolutely cripples Moods' deck for a turn.
It's true.
It's a spell-based deck right up until turn, 7 or 8. So that comes down. He's basically in the clear for basically a time warp. It would be the expression in Magic, where you just use an effect to take an extra turn. There's nothing he could really do. He just has to swing whatever he has. He's going to lose his Shredder to the Sledge Belcher. This is why I think Druid's really good. Its creatures always trade better. He's losing Hunter's Mark and, dealing 1 damage to the board, so it's not as crippling. But he loses Hunter's Mark and Arcane Shot and his Wild Pyromancer to deal with that card. That's a 3-for-1. That seems fine.
Yeah, I think the Pyromancer Hunter's Mark is a perfectly viable way to pop the Belcher, but I think you swing in with Shredder so you don't do that extra damage.
Yeah, because losing the guy, losing the spell, and another spell is 3 cards. You're absolutely getting blown out of the control deck. In the control deck, you're looking to do 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s, not 1-for-2 or 1-for-3. That's just bad math. It's going to mean that you're running out of cards before they are, and when any other deck has more hand advantage than you, you're just going to lose. King Crush in hand for Moods there. That might be a very instrumental draw, but I don't really... Go ahead.
I mean, it'll help him push through something, but I think the Spectral Knight kind of puts Moods behind because, his deck is based around, I'm going to play a spell and get rid of this thing, and Spectral Knight's like, I don't know what spells are.
Right.
So...
it cannot be targeted by spells or hero abilities, and it's tough for Hunter. But the power shots don't care. It deals damage that's right next to it, so he's going to use those to push for a little damage. Going to get a card in his hand. Not the best. 2/5, sort of controlling, but not really the big game ender, when his King Crush already has charge, unless he's drawing Gazrilla to hit like a 1 power creature, what are you hoping for? It's
now we
kinda
have
tough.
Boom. I feel like Moods' deck would benefit from something like Acid.
Acid
Like
Maw, absolutely. I think one of the best control cards that Hunter has option to is actually Dread Scale. It's a 4-mana card that just pushes through aggro. You play it down, you clear a Knight of Silverhand Recruits, or a board of Silverhand Recruits. So a lot of cards in like Face Hunter and Aggro Paladin decks, they only have 1 health, and they'll die immediately to a Dread Scale. So that card is very, very important in certain matchups. I kind of want to see Swipe take out the heal bot there. Push for 4 damage, knock him down to 10. Lothab seems really good.
Yeah.
He's just gonna say, screw you. I don't think you have a way to deal with my creatures without spells. So I'm just gonna leave you to it.
Well, here's the thing. With that assumption, he's not wrong.
He's really not. King Crush basically gonna function as a worse Ice Howl here, right? Or Howl.
No, Ice Howl.
Oh, Ice Howl, yeah. The 9 mana 10/10 that can't attack heroes. And it's just got to trade. And yeah, Moods has to concede.
Yeah. So we're 2-1 for Nerd. He's just got the Face Hunter left.
Yeah. So Moods knows what he's walking into.
Yeah.
Basically he's just gonna have to say, at one point I'm going to have to beat this with my Control Hunter. Can I do it?
Yeah.
And it seems like he might be able to, but he's gonna say, I might feel more comfortable with my Paladin list. It's a Dragon Paladin. You got cards. It's an interesting Dragon Paladin list. It does run Mysterious Challengers with a few secrets in it, like Redemptions, Noble Sacrifices, and Avenges. He has a playset of each of those. So it's kind of a weird list, kind of a controlling Dragon Paladin list. We'll have to see how it fares. He does have a couple dragons in hand to start activating his guys. We have a Secret Up, Avenge. Could be interesting. We see Snake Trap. He says, you have to deal with my guys. I don't care. Face is the place.
Yeah.
Smork, smork, smork.
So and then if you're Nerd, what do you do? Because obviously we have more information than he does. What do you do turn 4 when that Twilight Guardian comes down? Because now Technician comes down and gets his boost.
Yeah, I think you're just hoping for some extra damage. But those creepers alone, you got to realize they're not 1/2s, right? They have those 2 extra guys that come out, so you should really think of them as like 3/4s. So if that works to his advantage, he's gonna get a ton of guys. He's also gonna get surprise burst of damage here from the Snake Trap being triggered.
Right, but Moods played that very well.
Yeah, he did.
That's exactly the way you play that.
Yeah.
So
the
he's board reset.
Actually running out of damage. Turn 5, 28 health. How does this keep happening to Face Hunter?
Well, Face is not the place today.
I guess not, but he's gonna burst for 6.
Yeah, he is gonna go for 6. Leopard Gnome will make it 8 minimum eventually.
2 explosive traps. 10, 12. So he's just down to basically 10 health. Assuming he gets no more value out of the minions in play. Muster for Battle will mean he does take 2 more damage, so he'll drop to 8. Got a couple hero powers coming in. It's looking iffy.
We'll have to see what Dan gets off the top here, because
Kill Command is fine, but not yet.
Yeah, kill Command with no beast is kind of useless.
Right, but the explosive trap in his position is just glorious. It's going to clear that board.
Yeah.
Without a quartermaster, he doesn't care.
That's
Muster for Battle is basically a 1-mana 1/4 weapon.
That's how
3-mana 4 weapon.
That's how.
Where do you want to be?
That's how hunters consecrate. They wait for you to do it.
Yeah. Hunter set traps. Animal Companion the draw. That seems really nice.
Yeah, if you play,
maybe-
I mean, you play Animal Companion here, but what are you hoping for? Or maybe you don't.
I think you're still hunting for Huffer. I think you're going to go ahead and let that Taunter take 2 damage.
So next turn you Animal Companion, kill command, and hope it's Huffer.
Yeah. Or if you get a 4/4.
None of your business.
I mean, this seems pretty fine. His opponent's at 10. I don't even like the idea of attacking anymore. I just like using it as a burn spell.
Yeah. I think that's the better play, especially in playing against Secret Paladin. You know that that's Noble Sacrifice.
Yeah, you know Noble Sacrifice is coming in. You know Avenge is coming in. You know, I'd just rather take 5 damage to face, hero power, and say, I'm going to beat you in a race, you know?
Can we call this the fiber optic Christmas tree, because there's only 3 of them?
Oh, he's going to attack first with the weapon. Okay, so he's playing this real smart.
That's much smarter than losing Huffer to it.
Right, and he drops his opponent to 5. He says you have to kill Huffer, so he trades him to 2/1. He's only representing 13 damage. That's not lethal. And he has no way to burst damage in hand, so nothing else to do but say, well played.
But Nerd still needs... He needs some... I mean, not that there's anything...
1 point of damage. He needs 1
He needs 1 point.
of damage. Can he
Quick
do it?
shot, a kill command, Arcane
A
Golem,
weapon, anything. If he draws Eagle Horn Bow, that's sufficient.
Eagle Horn
Arcane
Bow.
Golem will do it.
There's the Golem. Yep. He attacks with the weapon first to make sure it's not another Noble.
Well,
Then he wins.
Use that.
So 3-1 SuperNerd, yeah?
3-1 to Nerd.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we expected. A mixed range. These two are players who are a little bit more evenly matched. Moods brought a deck he wasn't exactly comfortable with.